Hey friends, the next month that we have videos for is October 2014. This would be 8 months before the murder of Dee Dee Blanchard. And we can see from the preview of the video already that Gypsy filmed this laying in Dee Dee's bed, the place where she was murdered. Anyway, let's see what we got, friends.
Hey sweetheart, usually I was gonna wait until the very last video I was ever gonna make when I was living here. I was gonna wait until then to give you one, but looks like I'll be giving you more than one this beginning part of the month before I end up moving completely. Anyways, I figured I'd make this video for you since you had quite a rough night yesterday. And honestly, how should I put this? Yesterday actually had a strain on our relationship that was, I consider, unhealthy. I say this because when I was hearing certain things come out of your mouth, obviously online, when I was hearing those things, it's made me how am I supposed to put this in words? It made me slowly lose my mind until you had to experience what I'm truly like when I'm pissed. And now you know I can be a nightmare when you piss me off. Because I can be to the point I will not budge. And that's what was happening. That's if you don't know how to handle me, I will not budge. That's the reason why you were getting frustrated with yourself, because you couldn't, at first, figure out how to do what you felt like was necessary, pretty much. You were trying to figure that out. But every single time, you at first felt like you were hitting a wall, where you had to change your direction again, until you talked to your master. As soon as you did that, you were given the information you needed to know. So the thing is I understand what you were saying about how you were wishing I was the first one, but I guess you could say he's in me for a reason. Obviously, I noticed that, I don't have to call her that anymore. Obviously, Demona's in you for a reason too, but he's in me for a reason because he's supposed to guide you when you're absolutely lost and you don't know what to do. And I can see what he means by you not being ready to be my slave. I can actually see what he means by that. I mean, at first, you would have been rough for us both because I wasn't ready, and neither were you for each other in that way. But now I'm ready, and I guess you're just having to take care of tests from what your master told me. And obviously, it seems like Demona's going to be a lot less, what's the word I'm looking for? Visible. So apparently you and her had a fight, and she wants to get out of her body right now, but she wants to make sure she does it with him. However, he's not going to be going anywhere until two things, since he's pretty much told me what they were. One is, obviously, I'm your master / daddy dom, and two is everything's smooth. Not just between you and me. Everything is smooth, meaning, Shineri, or the black one as we usually call him, he isn't causing any trouble. Like I said, usually on the full moon nights or only nights he really gives me much trouble. Otherwise, he hasn't. But I have a feeling as soon as, who's your master right now, as soon as he leaves, he's gonna be a lot more active. I just have this feeling because, I don't know. The thing with him is he's actually more likely to kill you than I am. He's more likely to do it. Because I am crazy, you've noticed that I can get insane. But he is naturally insane. He's literally naturally that way. So when it's just me and him. I've already mentioned it to you before. Me and him are pretty much like nemesis, or arch rivals, enemies. So don't be surprised if there'll be times where I seem quiet in the future, because I've seen this already. The moments when I seem quiet, it's probably because there's a battle going on between me and him inside me. And I will probably stay quiet until either he or him or me wins. I'm warning you of this. Because just like I've pretty much known your Master Victor. I've known him for more than 1 year. Or, more than one lifetime, should I say. I've actually been around him other lifetimes. It's the same thing with Shinari. I've also been around him more in one lifetime too, as I've already told you before. Just realizing I've already told you that. So, right now things are easy to get hectic. They're going to be even harder to not have stuff go out of control in the future. Even worse than now. Because the reason why he's not being as active right now is because your master's still inside me. He's waiting until he leaves. I can tell that's what he's waiting for. So when that happens, we'll have to be at our best at staying together and sticking together and such. Even though I will admit, he is very, very good at tricking. Very, very tricky. So he could probably trick you very well if he is given a chance to. Hell, I was doing something simple and spontaneous yesterday before you and me got off. I freaking changed the number of hearts on purpose because I wanted to catch you off guard, and it worked. Remember, honey, you're not the only one that can be spontaneous. I can too. Anyways, other than that, I will say this on camera now. Sorry for being so hard on you yesterday. I know you already are sorry. I don't even think you really need to make a video. If you wanted to make a video because how bad you feel about yesterday, you can too. It's up to you, honey. The only thing is you have a lot less time on your hands than me. So I can understand why you wouldn't be able to do it. But yes, dear, I have to admit that. Sorry for how hard I was on you yesterday. Even though you did admit most of it was on yourself. Maybe you caused it. Darling, I will say one thing here though. Earlier when you set me off or whatever, when you say you didn't snap, darling, you don't have to be in caps. You don't have to be in caps. You don't have to have capital letters on everything you're saying for you to snap. You can just have normal lowercase letters and you can still snap, even if you don't say you snapped. Truth is, your words speak more than what you are to be saying that you are doing. Your words will speak for you. Remember that, dear. Just like your actions will speak for you. But I was not happy when I had to lose my mind yesterday. That was not something I should have had to do. But you made me, and at least you're aware of it now. You're aware that what I'm like when I'm pissed off. I actually become a nightmare. I become so difficult to handle to where you're truly afraid of losing me, truly afraid of if I'm gonna say anything hurtful. You notice I was being mean with what I was saying. At the same time I was being blunt. That blunt the personality trait that is in me, that blunt personality trait. Usually I'm always thoughtful before I speak to you. I try to word things to where it doesn't hurt you as much. But when you piss me off, I become blunt. And I just get to the point to where I might seem like I don't care, even though you know I do care. It's too much at times I care. But I get so pissed that I just start to stop caring. Stop caring about hurting your feelings. And I just say what's truly bothering me in a way where it just comes out of my mouth exactly as I'm thinking it in my brain. I just get that way. And that's the reason why I guess you could say you were overwhelmed. I'm just glad you haven't done this to me in person yet. I will admit that. I'm just glad you haven't done it to me in person yet. I really am glad of that. Because, ho, I can just see our arguments being way worse in person. The only thing is I'm forceful. I've already told you that. I've already taught you that one time. Hate fucking, which is most likely what I'll do when you piss me off. I won't just say mean things. I'll literally do that too. I won't care if you're okay with it or not okay with something. I'll just do it. When it comes to being sexual towards you, to relieve the stress that you've already caused from pissing me off. As I've already warned you multiple times by now. But yeah, dude. Well, how long did I wake up about? About an hour, I would say, ago. I woke up and decided to make this video after I messaged you on Facebook and gave you a few posts. That one about you being sassy. I really do believe that. That post I gave you about being sassy, I really believe you're overdue for one, dear. Because there was a quote that had to do with getting a spanking a day. Oh, that's what it was. I remember it, dear. And this is the reason why I keep mentioning that I'm going to spank you probably as soon as I see you, actually. Because you're overdue for it. But as bad as you're acting up on me, you are overdue for it. I'm being honest here, dear. You're overdue for it. You know you're overdue for it. Because this quote here is 100% true. One spanking a day keeps the pouts away. It's true. Which means it keeps you from being naughty, from being sassy, being a smart ass, whatever they would wish to call it there. Keeping you from acting up, pretty much. And don't worry if you're wondering if I know the difference between a bad girl spanking and a good girl spanking, because I know the difference between them. Bad girl spanking pretty much means I'm going to spank you and I'm not going to ease into the pain. I'm just going to keep going until I break you, pretty much. Break you from inside. Make you submit. Make you say sorry to the point you truly mean it. Which means you'll be crying too. But at least it means you mean it. But I've already warned you also about your birthday in person. Every single time you're in person with me and it's your birthday, I've already warned you I will. As I've already warned you, it will be a tradition. I will actually give you birthday spankings. So each time I'm going to give you a birthday spanking, which will be of your own age, as that is a tradition. I've already warned you. And you were totally okay with it, so even if you weren't okay with it, I was still going to do it. So see, the thing is, honey, with the inspecting thing, regardless if you wanted me to or not, before you were all freaking out about it, before I had to explain it to you, and I found out a little while ago that your master explained it to you also. Before, so you see, me as your master and your daddy dom, regardless if you wanted me to do it or not, I hold the control in my hands, or I can do it if I wanted to. Even if you didn't want me to, I could still do it. I could still do it to you whether you were willing or not. because as soon as you submit yourself to me, it means I own you as my property. I own you in all ways, which means either way you'd have to obey me. I'm aware of everything having to do with being a daddy dom and a master. So when it comes to you being mine, whatever, in the slave form, in the little one form, such as daddy dom, little one, master, slave, you get the picture, dear. When you become my little baby doll and my own love slave, when you become that, even though in my eyes you'll actually be my everything slave, but when you become that, this acting out, you won't be able to get away with it like you are. And I will warn you of this for the future. In person, I will not tolerate this acting out at all. Sometime during the day, in person, if you act out on me, sometime during the day, you're gonna get spanked. I'm not gonna tolerate it there. I'm just warning you, I'm not gonna tolerate it. And maybe I should have you make a video on me, on my video, and about yesterday. I think I'm gonna do that. So yes, dear, you do that for me. You make a video as soon as you get the chance to about yesterday and my video that I'm giving you right now. Make a video of that for me, okay, honey? I think I am overdue to see you on camera. I'm overdue on it. Because this way, I can see it from your own mouth. I can see it from your own voice. That beautiful voice that you have. But yes, honey, do that for me. And now that I've warned you of that, about in person, I will not tolerate the sassy attitude. I will not tolerate any crap like that. I will not tolerate it. So, we might be in public. I might not do it right away in public. But if you keep sassing to me in public, I will embarrass you. I will humiliate you in public. I will spank you in front of people walking by. I won't care. I will do it. But if you're just giving me an attitude and then you ease down on it, I might be nice enough to at least do it in private. But I'm just warning you of that for the future, dear. So you have to mention about me and when I mentioned about spanking in your video, since that's something I brought up a lot, which makes sense for you to bring it up. And then obviously what you need to let me know about the video. I mean, yesterday. Alright, dear, this video is going on and on. It's time for me now to say good night on the video, obviously. And I do have a poem for you. I'm gonna give you it after this video is done and I give you the video. I just gotta put it all together, so I'm gonna probably put it together on Notepad, and then I'll transfer it onto the message. And it's pretty deep, dear. After yesterday happened, it's pretty deep. It came to my mind, like earlier today before we went to sleep. It came on my mind and I still have it pretty well memorized. You can say I must be getting tired of talking all this time. Alright, darling. So here we go. Oh yeah, and I might as well show you. I'm obsessed with that necklace ever since you gave it to me. So yes, thank you, sweetheart. Alright. Here we go, dear. Alright. I love, adore, and worship you, my caressing queen. Good night. I love you, Refi. And, one kiss for you. Two kiss for you. And three kiss for you, honey. Alright, my love. Make me proud and make that video as soon as possible. I'm counting on you, darling. Make it as soon as possible. Okay, dear? Alright. Last goodnight kiss as a reminder, as a reassurance thing. And I hope you make me proud of you, my love. Good night until now. Until then, my darling. And by the way, I will still make that video for you. For my very last time. I might make it after, or I might make it actually on the day that I am giving you the video for the anniversary. I might do it then, actually, dear. Instead of this weekend. What the hell, I'm spoiling you. Hopefully it isn't gonna go to your head too much and you're gonna be sassy again. Alright. Alright. Make me proud, my love.
Hi, my love. I am making you this video in response to your video that you made me a few nights ago. Sorry it's taking so long to respond. Well, the first thing that I want to say is I'm so sorry about the blatant disrespect that I showed you. I don't know really what was going through my mind or why I was being a brat like that. I guess I did feel worried and scared and nervous about you wanting to examine my whole body, and that made me very nervous, mostly because the way you worded it, and I'm not blaming you at all, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying the way it was worded, it sounded as if you were going to tell me, okay, I'm going to look at your entire body and then tell you then if you are gorgeous or not, like you've just been telling me I'm gorgeous to please me or something right now. But when you see me in person, you'll give me like the full truth or something. And that's the way I took it. And then also I thought examination, I've heard of these sororities, and what they do is they make a girl get completely naked, and they mark the parts of her body that is considered imperfect, and they'll circle like in her belly, and if it's just not exactly flat, they'll put that or something. And that's what I thought you were saying that you were gonna do. And I'm like, my soulmate wouldn't do that. My soulmate wouldn't humiliate me, or I mean, you do have the right to humiliate me, but I'm saying that you wouldn't do it purposely to hurt my feelings, and because you're always trying to bring me up, and that's why I said it's unlike you to want to bring me down, is what I'm saying. And I was trying to explain that in a calm way, but it came off like a sassy, rude sort of way, which I didn't mean it to, but that's the way it sounded. And no, I did not use caps, and I think that sometimes whenever I say I didn't snap, because I didn't use caps, so I didn't yell, it means I didn't snap. But I see what you mean about me using, the way I word it is, can be considered snapping. I just want you to know that I do understand what you are saying about me snapping. I mean, I really am sorry, sweetheart, that I did. But that particular night was really hard to sort of communicate what I'm trying to say to you and what you're trying to say to me. I'm just saying that we were not communicating good, and we really need to figure out a way to communicate better. There's no such thing as too much communication better. Or better communication, there's never too much of. Another thing that you talked about in your video was, not, sorry, eyelash, sorry, eyelash. That you won't tolerate sassy back talk or any of that. I won't be giving you sassy back talk. I understand that I did, but I don't really mean to, so I don't really know if that's considered me being a brat or something, is when I don't mean to. But I'm not always a brat, as you know. I'm very quite submissive, and I understand my place. I was out of line that night. And I really am sorry for that. When I do get out of line in person, you do have the right to spank me. If it's a bad girl spanking, that's fine. I understand that. Even if it's in public, I understand. I deserved it. I did wrong. And that's the way I am. If I did wrong, I'll say, I am so sorry. I did wrong. It was my fault. I understand that I did wrong. If it was a both of us part that it was wrong, then I will say, we're going to try and work on communication better. And, better communication between us. So we can understand each other and what each other's saying to the other. Because I wasn't getting what you were saying. And what you was getting was my sassy back talk of me trying to tell you, but that's not, it was just a whole big bad night. And what scared me to death was you saying that, I'm trying to hold the camera, you saying that you're not going to be romantic or sweet or compliment me, which comes naturally now and always has been to you. But that's the particular part of you that I fell in love with. I don't think you get that it's not your looks, it's not, the way you talk, it's none of that. What makes you special, what makes you rare is the fact that you are so romantic and you take the time to show me that I mean something to you. That is the part of you I fell in love with. That is the part of you I treasure and adore and worship. Yes, I worship that part of you. And if that part of you is gone, then I don't know what's left. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know that, of course, that love, that undying love will always be there, but that part of you that is so rare, that's the part of you that makes you you. That's the part of you that makes you different from other guys. And I honestly just don't know what would be left if that part of you was gone. I mean, I think that's the part of me that balances out the high sex drive, the dominant part of you, the really violent dominant part of you. It balances it out to make you the perfect guy for me. Other girls, other women, they probably would say, no, I'm not going to take this violent, dominant behavior, or, nobody's ever going to say, don't be sweet. I'm just saying that it balances you out, and it makes it easier for me to adapt to that dominant part of you, that violent dominant part of you. So it's a good balance. So I'm happy that I was able to beg you and plead you and just basically throw myself at your mercy to have that part of you back. Because I was in pieces. I was literally unconsolable. I was sobbing underneath the sheets because I had my phone with me, and after I realized what I had done, I didn't realize I had this power to change you. I thought, okay, men never change, they are what they are, you can't change them, but soulmates are an exception, so, but I just want you to stay the same, and you are perfect for me, so I don't ever want you to change. And so, yes, I will be good. I will be respectful, and I'm so sorry I was disrespectful that night. I realize that we have been fighting a lot more than I would want us to be fighting. I consider that I'm under so much stress with taking care of my mom. You're having stress with moving, and your parents or mom and stepdad fighting. I mean, it's just a lot of stress on us both. And though we try to be positive around each other, it's just hard sometimes, and I get that. And sometimes you just need to let off that steam, and usually it's letting it off with the person that you feel comfortable enough to talk about things with. And for that, it's me, it's you, and it's me, it's each other. And that's why maybe sometimes we do fight a little more when we're under stress. I get it. But I don't want it to tear us apart. I want it to bring us closer together. And that's why I'm making you this video, to explain what I meant that night, what I thought you meant that night, that my reaction was wrong, to apologize. So I formally do apologize, my love, and to also respond to things in your video that you made for me. And I just want you to know that if you do have to give me a bad girl spanking, I understand. I won't hold it against you, because at that point I think you'll be my master. So and about, we already talked about this online. Make sure this doesn't go off. Okay. We already talked about this online, that you will be giving me 15 spankings when we first see each other or go in the bathroom. When we see each other in March. And I understand why, because I've been giving you hell for a couple of months now, or maybe a couple of weeks. I don't know. I'm giving you hell random times. But you can honestly say I'm not horrible all the times, because I am romantic. I do spoil you. I do worship you. And I think that's one of the main reasons why you stay, is because though I do give you hell sometimes, you stay because you worship me, 1. 2, I worship you. 3, I spoil you like no one else. And 4, I would do absolutely anything for you. And I think that you realize by now that my love is unconditional, it's true, and no matter what you tell me, or how much you think I'm going to be scared away, I'm never going to be scared away. And you realize that you found your soulmate in me, and it's not in someone else. And you realize that there's only one of me, and I realize there's only one of you. So that's why I'm really, really, really gonna try to watch how I word things. I won't push buttons and try and egg you on, or try and make you upset. I know I get under your skin sometimes. You do too, get under mine. Mostly whenever you go off, and I'm like, why are you going off right now? I thought I was saying something innocent. Yeah, and that's pretty much how I react too. But I understand sometimes that I just get under your skin. Soulmates do that. Now, the other part is accepting compliments. For me, I'm going to spare you the whole I was made fun of as a child and everybody never really got me. So I'm going to spare you my whole sob story of that, which I've already told you online. But I think that it's harder for me because I'm trying not to be arrogant. My mom constantly preaches to me, be humble, be humble. And I realize I'm not the center of everybody's attention. I realize that I'm not the most beautiful woman in the world. I am the most beautiful woman in your world. And I understand that because you have told me. And I accept that humbly. I don't take that for granted. So I just want to thank you. So I'm going to end this video with I love, adore, and worship you, my amazing King Charming. Good night, my one true love.
So going in order, Nick's video comes first in the date order. And the first thing I noticed is the title. It's My Reflection on Yesterday's Hard Day and Being Your Master and Daddy Dom. This is the first time I remember hearing Nick refer to the daddy stuff much. He seems annoyed and references a rough night yesterday. He says that yesterday put a strain in their relationship that he considers unhealthy. That's very self-reflective of him here. He's usually not quite that self-aware. He says that the things that she was saying slowly made him lose his mind, and she experienced that he would not budge. He says he understands why she was freaking out and wishing that he was the first one, which I thought he was talking about first actual experiences, but then he says she needs to realize Victor is in him for a reason. So I don't know. I don't really know what he's talking about, because later on after that, he mentions Shaniri and says that he is more likely to kill her than he, Nick, is. Because he could, but that Shaniri is naturally insane. Now, this is one of the few times we've heard Nick reference taking Gyp out. She has asserted that she was always afraid he would do that if she didn't do exactly what he said, But we also know that Nick doesn't appear to have been capable of traveling anywhere without someone else making the arrangements, funding it, and walking him through it. After all these videos and then more to come, she bought him a bus ticket and handed him a knife. Anyway, Nick rambles on and on about Chenieri a bunch more and says that he's very tricky. He tells her to remember that she's not the only one who can be spontaneous, and he apologizes for being so hard on her and says that she's already sorry. He knows that for sure and doesn't have to make a video as he knows she has less time on her hands, which I found interesting. Why is Gyp so busy? He says that he is sorry, even though she admitted most of it was on her. He then takes objection to her telling him that she didn't snap because she said that she wasn't in all caps. He says it doesn't have to be all caps to be snapping. He says he becomes blunt when she makes him so pissed he stops caring about hurting her feelings. And weirdly, he says, I'm just glad you haven't done this to me personally. And what he meant was in person. He says he can see their arguments being way worse in person. He says in person, he won't just say the mean things, he will just do it without consent because he's already warned her multiple times. It's wild she brought him to her house, honestly, after videos like this, but we know that she had a job for him to do. And him saying stuff like this probably just made her more certain that he was the person who would actually do the job for her. He rambles on some more about spanking. It's pretty ick. He mentions her being his in the little one form and becoming his little baby doll, and that she won't be able to get away with acting out anymore. It sounds like a very unhealthy desire to control someone who can't do anything back to them or speak up about it, which Gypsy is obviously capable of doing. That's why he wants her to be different. That's what it sounds like to me anyway. I'm just speculating, friends. And then he says that he would humiliate her in public and spank her in front of people if she acts up in public, which sounds to me like he didn't learn anything from his McDonald's incident about what is appropriate to do or not do in public. He says he wrote a deep poem for her. I'm sure Gyp will fill the Seraptors when she reads it. He then shows a dragon necklace pendant he's wearing and says he's been obsessed with it since she sent it to him. It's wild how much stuff she sent him, kind of like how she sent all her prison boyfriends a ton of household goods. And then after that, Gyp's video comes on, and the first thing I noticed is it looks like she's controlling annoyance on her face. But the big obvious thing is those of us well versed in the crime scene photos from this case will notice right away that she's filming this from DeeDee's bed, literally laying in the spot that she would have her mother murdered less than a year later. And she's filming for the person she would have kill her. It's so creepy. Gyp turns up her little girl voice in this one and says she's so sorry about the blatant disrespect. I see DeeDee's pillow behind her to the left. That's the one that was really sentimental to her. It was layers of older pillows and pillowcases and stuff that she'd had throughout her life. And Gypsy said that Nick wanting to examine her whole body made her nervous, which sounds reasonable if it was coming from a normal person. But considering that Gypsy initially made videos crying to him about how she couldn't walk and dance at their wedding, and then turned around to doing a 4-minute Gyp hip dance, I have a suspicion that she was worried about some of her stories falling apart if he examined her too closely. Just my suspicion. Let me know what y'all think, friends, because maybe I'm out of line there. Perhaps not, because Nick didn't seem to have too much self-awareness to even question why she was crying about not being able to walk for their wedding and then dancing for 4 minutes, but who knows. Gyp rambles about snapping and whether no caps means snapping or not, blah, blah, blah. Sounds a lot like her current explanations after she acts a fool online. And then she talks about how she takes responsibility because that's how she is. She does wrong, she will say, I'm so sorry, I did wrong. Laughable. And then Gyp talks about how she's different from other girls and she can take the dominant violent behavior. She mentions that she's under so much stress from taking care of her mom, which makes me think that the previous month's Kansas City trip was probably for DeeDee's health and not Gypsy. And that also makes Nick's comment about her not having as much time on her hands also make more sense too. That's speculation, of course, but that's just how it appears to me so far. And Gypsy mentions that when they see each other in March, so from that, we know that they've already got the Cinderella movie planned at this point. Gypsy said she was made fun of as a child, but that the reason why it's hard for her to accept compliments is actually because she's trying not to be arrogant, and that she accepts that she's not the center of everyone's attention. The world doesn't revolve around her, and that her mom is always preaching to her to be humble. And I found that to be a really interesting admission because she starts out with a sob story as she personally described it about being bullied for her looks as a child, but then immediately swings to I'm trying not to be too arrogant. That just seems like such a strange dichotomy to me. It's been my experience that usually people who are bullied by their looks about their looks as a child experience disbelief at compliments later, as opposed to fighting arrogance. But then my experience is limited. I'm no expert in human behavior, just a commentator observing. Anyway, what do y'all think, friends? Have you ever seen that particular phenomenon? Let me know what you think about this, and the rest of the video will go out with a palate cleanser, and I hope everyone's having a good day.